I was a pastor for many years. And I'm not sure I ever had a church that had stained glass windows. In fact, I know I didn't. When my ministry took a turn, some 25 years ago, I ended up owning this coffee house. And the man who owned it before me would acquire stained glass from places. And throughout my coffee house there's stained glass. And it's like God went before me and said, I prepared a place for you. And so I came after the stained glass. Usually the stained glass comes after the leader. It didn't work that way. I was in California for 2 years, and I just felt that it was time for me not to do youth ministry anymore. So I was looking for a church, and I got a call back in Illinois, from Illinois, and somebody who had walked into my little church when I was back in Illinois, their church, now was looking for a pastor, so I got a call. And we ended up moving to Illinois, back to my in-laws' house. Scared them half to death. And within a month, I was the pastor of what became the Lake Zurich Community Church in Lake Zurich, Illinois. And my wife and I were there for 10 years. And we had at the end of the 10th year, we had 4 boys, 3 buildings that I built, and my wife was pregnant again with our 5th child.
Fast forward to Arizona and then how you got into the business of coffee.
I came to Arizona. I got a call to a church, and I came to a church in Arizona. My wife was pregnant with our 5th son. And we had him here, and at the end of 2 years, it was time to leave the church that I was at, and I went to another church that was a great ministry for me. I hope for them. And then after a few years, some politics reared its ugly head, and I thought it's time to leave. And so I left, and I was always kind of gutsy. I don't know why it scares me when I talk about it. But I left and had no place to go. And I hung out at this coffee house all the time, and I always thought, boy, having a coffee house is a real place to have a ministry. You just sit all day long with people who come and they're there for coffee. You don't scare them with sermons. They're not sitting in a group. You're not pushing a belief system. You're just sitting and having a friendly cup of coffee. And so I bought Gold Bar, a coffee house. And for the first time in my life, I went into business. And had no idea what I was doing. Not that I ever had any idea. Most of the people that were in my congregations didn't think I had any idea what I was doing. Because I bought tractors for missionaries and did things that we were ill-equipped to do and couldn't afford, but I thought, well, they need it, we got to do it, and I jumped in. So I bought Gold Bar, and we had to move, or they had just moved early on, so we were in a new location, which can kill a business, but fortunately it didn't hurt ours. And I've been doing this ever since. My wife pretty much runs it now. because of health issues. But I'm here, as you see, and I'm still a presence in the coffee business.
So apart from being, the owner, the person who took a risk into getting into a coffee shop, you've also worked behind the counter, right?
Oh yes, yeah.
So how did you learn to be a barista and
I learned it from the owner that sold the place to me. Now let me tell you about this guy. I learned it in one day because he sold it to me and left. So that was just I was learning and turning around and serving drinks. And so my wife and I read books and met people and watched videos, and we learned how to do the coffee business. And through that I have done weddings, I have done funerals, I sit with a cup of coffee and counsel couples who are having marital difficulties. As you saw at the beginning, the stained glass, God said, I will go before you. And one of the greatest verses I love is, I go and prepare a place for you, and if I prepare a place for you, I will come again to receive you into myself, so that where I am, you may be also. And this was just a taste of that. God preparing a place for me. Okay, ministry's not working out. Dennis, we'll put up some stained glass windows. You love coffee, we'll throw some coffee pots in there, and you have your church. On the side I play a saxophone. I did in high school and have all my life. And through all my journey in the hospitals and nursing homes, everything else, my saxophone was in the music store, and it was for sale. The other day I just got an urge to play it, and so I asked my son to get it out of the music store. And the other night at my coffee house, we played jazz. And I can't play the real fast stuff anymore. Or yet. But we played, and it was fun for all of us, and nobody left the store, so I think it was fun for them too. So I guess not only does God go before us, but it's important not to give up before you have to. I think the most powerful thing I have ever been taught, ever learned, and now experience, I'm what they call, or through my life, they called a preacher. Now, preaching has kind of negative connotations. Don't preach at me, Kids will say that. But preaching is proclaiming. That's a better word for preaching. It's proclaiming. And it's supposed to be proclaiming God's love, proclaiming forgiveness, proclaiming hope, joy, so many wonderful things to proclaim. And when I first got into preaching, I had a wise man sit down with me. He said, always remember this. There is a God, and you're not him. That blew me away. When I want to judge somebody, When I think I know everything about a situation, when I think that I know what's going on and I know what's best for my family, for my churches, for my business, for my world, I always remember there is a God in us, and you're not Him. God has shown me that in the years over and over again. Even by putting stained glass in a place that was not a church, but His servant would be. And so, don't give up. Don't think you know the end. You know, we always love those movies with the surprise ending. We live lives that often have surprises. And when we think we know, we must remember there is a God, and we are not Him.